Right now, the companies are not just focusing on building with the people, but they are using the leverage of the AI. Most of the time, people don't know what they don't know, so they need to make sure they enter into a simulation. Once the AI kicks in, people have to learn more, deliver more innovative solutions. Once the AI and this agentic workflows takes over, there's not going to be less jobs, but there's going to be 10 times more jobs in the marketplace. Humans are good at unknown. The machines are good at known. So we need to focus not to make machines good at unknown stuff. That is not their job. Our job as a human is stay vigilant.
So, hello, welcome. Today I'm talking to Erdem, who's an expert in machine learning and agentic AI. Erdem, do you want to talk us through your background, how you built these skills?
All right, thanks, Alden. So I worked as a cloud solution architect in Microsoft 10 years ago, and I completed more than 40 different DevOps projects. So I have a background on development and operations, focusing on companies to deliver their products. And I ended up doing lots of agile transformations, and I have seen lots of pain points on agile transformations, companies trying to deliver products as big enterprises. And I had the chance to work in small startups where they are small businesses trying to deliver their solutions. They all have pros and cons, but over the years, I created a structure for myself to be able to deliver these solutions. With the rise of the AI, with the rise of the machine learning, I understood that the agile process is changing because agile started 20 years ago. The waterfall started 40 years ago. Right now, the companies are not just focusing on building with the people, but they are using the leverage of the AI because the change has increased. So I created a product around it called Deliver Pilot and helping enterprises and professionals to be able to deliver solutions using these agentic systems, using the machine learning.
So let's start by diving into what is agentic AI. How is it different to automation that we might have done 10 or 15 years ago?
The main difference with the automation is automation was dependent on the people and was unable to adapt when the requirements changed, such as I'm programming my dishwasher. It runs at a simple program, but when I have to unload it, you need an agent who can make their decisions and being able to unload it and reload it again. So the agentic systems are able to make the decisions. If I'm writing this in C#, I need a Python library to use. It will be able to make those decisions with me. And it is not only dependent on my own skill sets to build programs, because the agile frameworks or waterfall frameworks require you to know some languages, to have some skills before you start. So they always start a place from a known and they try to go to an unknown. But the world has changed, meaning with the rise of the AI, you can start from the unknown and go to a known world, which the application you want to be able to deliver. So it is a big shift. Right now, I'm working in big projects, and most of the time, the dependencies and tasks are required to be remembered and adapted by human beings. But we have just bypassed a point where the complexity is rising so much. So a normal human being won't be able to understand all the details in a car, in a washing machine, in any kind of a system. We will just be a simple cog in the machine, but won't be able to understand what it does. The agentic system is different. The agentic system is focused on learning first, then delivering second, and it is doing this at runtime. So what this means is in the past, you needed to raise developers, send them to university, send them through courses. They learn specific skills and they are able to deliver based on the specific skills. Right now, because everybody is using the AI, number of requirements is exploding. And while this is happening, for you to be able to adapt and be relevant in this economy, there is a difference between what is expected from you to be able to deliver and what are the possibilities. And that gap is widening very, very fast. So, what you can possibly deliver using the AI and your capabilities to be able to really deliver is a big gap. And if you are not using the AI, I don't think you will be able to catch up. So I created my framework around it to help juniors through seniors to be able to deliver the solutions using the AI.
How do you build up your skills to succeed in this new world of AI transformation? What do you need to be able to work effectively in this AI agentic environment?
The first stage is you have to be able to have awareness, meaning where you are. The main problem is if I want to be able to deliver something, I need to have the skills. But for the skills, you need to have an assessment what you have, what you don't have. So the assessment is the first stage. People need to be able to assess where they are. It's like a triage once you go to NHS, A&E. You need to make sure that what is the gap for you though, for you to be able to go to that possibility and be able to deliver. The second stage is you need a guide, you need a simulation. Most of the time, people don't know what they don't know, so they need to make sure they enter into a simulation and be able to develop the things with people who have already has done that. Otherwise, there are like so many things that's coming up. It is not easy for people to be able to go and read. Should I read Python? Should I read C Sharp? Should I do development? Should I do operations? Where do I start? Is a big question mark. And right now, the number of languages are increasing, the number of technologies are increasing. People cannot catch up. So they don't know what they don't know. So they have to be in a simulation to build these agents to be able to deliver together. And the last stages, they need to have some kind of a certification that they are able to do this. What does this mean? You give a junior an AI agent to build a critical national infrastructure. But how do you know that that is going to work? So that is the main question. If I give you the best plane, are you able to fly it? And you have to make sure you are certified at all times, not just once you learn how to fly, but every year, every quarter. They need to make sure that you get a big responsibility because these agents that you are using to deliver has lots of capabilities and the end product that you are creating and yourself needs to get certified that you are able to deliver with the AI. That is the missing gap for a small enterprise to a big enterprise. It's very, very important. It is not just prompting and asking ChatGPT to write you a program, but you do something that you can actually use and deliver. That's very, very important. Though. Not just seeing something on the screen, but being able to use it.
I think of agentic AI as being a little bit like power tools. Like if you want to cut down a tree and somebody gives you an axe and you've never held an axe before, you're not going to know what you're doing and you're probably not going to get very much done. If somebody points you at a tree and gives you a chainsaw, suddenly you have the power to cut down that tree. But if you don't know what you're doing, it could all go very wrong for you. The more powerful the tool, the more significant the consequences. Do you agree?
So the AI should help you with self-learning. Instead of just creating an output, you need to have the AI transformation process to be able to start your self-learning. I created this framework called Delivery Pilot, which starts with the real. You set your objectives and key results. You need to learn how to write your objective. You need to learn how to write your key results. Then it's all about environments. You understand what are the environments, your local environment, your cloud environment, your mobile environment, your large language model environment. Then you set up the simulation. So what this means is people who are using the AI needs to understand the cheese has moved, the world has changed. They cannot do the actions that they did in the past, but they need to enter into this AI robotic based world where they are going to learn this new DSL and be able to deliver it, the new domain specific language for them to be able to deliver it. So they are going to become self learners and The university is not going to end with the AI. They will keep on learning. So that is the critical part. Once Aristo said, people will start writing and they will start forgetting everything. But that didn't happen. Once people start writing, they wrote more. Once the AI kicks in, people have to learn more, deliver more, more innovative solutions. So that is at the core of my argument. Once the AI and this agentic workflows takes over, there's not going to be less jobs, but there's going to be 10 times more jobs in the marketplace. But it all comes down to if you are able to deliver these possibilities, like the AI has the capability, you have the possibilities to be able to deliver. Do you have the skills to be able to do this? So this is going to put everyone, every enterprise or a small business, to have, can I really deliver this by using these tools? Then they are going to realize, okay, I'm missing so many stages in this simulation that I need to make sure that I'm able to play this game. So this is going to be vital for companies to be able to, and for the people to be able to use these tools. It is not just using them, but being able to deliver with them.
So, what does this look like in practice? How are you using AI to run your business?
So this is a good question. I'm an instructor for the artificial intelligence in Coursera. I'm building the AI courses for them. So there's an intermediary team that does the post-production. In the past, the post-production work was very expensive. So what's happening right now is, for every scene in a video that I'm creating, I'm using the AI to get the overlays. I'm using the AI to get the sound effects. I'm using the AI to get the backgrounds. I'm using the AI to get the emotions in the video, in the scene, in the instruction. And the critical part is, you can always use the AI to do a sanity check, to collect somebody's feedback on a 20-minute video. If they are not an expert in that field, takes lots of money and energy. And a video editor won't be able to do that. But right now, with the rise of the AI, once I'm creating the content, I will be able to do a sanity check. I will be able to generate a content that I want in a much faster pace, and I will be able to also learn during that process. That is the critical piece in my small business life. Being able to create the content, being able to plan it, sanity check is very critical. In my own personal life, I have the agent set up in my place where I have two kids, and I turn their internet off every day at certain timeline. And the reason is, everybody wants to be able to watch YouTube. Everybody wants to be able to consume content. But if the house is not tidy, the certification didn't pass. So, and they have to tidy up the flat every single day, not just today, every single day. So what the system does is, it turns off the internet, but it's not an automation. If the flat is tidied up, there are cameras that can see if the flat is tidy. If flat is not tidy, it's not going to turn it on. But if the flat is tidy, it turns it on, then turns it off after some time, where the kids have to really go back to sleep. So there's an agentic workflow that I'm doing it in my place on a day-to-day basis. Why is that important for you to introduce this, like Jetsons kind of a stuff, into your own life? Because once I created the system, it only had two timelines: turn it off, turn it on. Right now, it has more than 12 times, meaning Christmas is different, New Year's is different, weekend is different. Once they tidy up is different. Once they are sick is different. So there are so many use cases that you don't plan and you didn't see. I built this on an agentic system. There was no user interface. Then my wife said, I need a UI to be able to override the system. The change is constant. The change is always happening. If you are going to be part of this AI transformation, do it in your personal life as well as in enterprise or in the small business life as you can, and be part of this transformation.
5 years ago, 10 years ago, to build a system that complex would be prohibitively expensive. But now it's something that you don't need even years of experience as a software engineer to be able to build. And if you take that same flexibility the ability to build these bespoke systems that fit precisely to the needs of your business, your team, your family, you can see how the world is going to change over the next 10 years. And it's tremendously exciting.
For each requirement, there's like two different approaches that you can use in book. You can either get a generic solution or you can build a bespoke solution for yourself. In the past, only the people who were coders are expected to build programs, applications, or agents. Right now, everybody should be able to do it by using the AI tools. Which certificate you got, which school you went was important 20 years ago. But right now, with the large language models, offline models, and being able to turn the things on by being able to understand the stages in a software development lifecycle is vital for somebody to be able to deliver. In the past, you had to train this a lot. Even if you were a C sharp developer, you would not be able to go ahead and deliver a C++ application. In today's day and age, that is not the thing though. You will be able to deliver a C++ a program by using an agent. In the past, people tend to go to the generic solution because nobody wants to invent Google Drive from scratch. But there are so many bespoke use cases that is going to happen. Everybody being able to deliver bespoke solutions by using the AI, it's going to open up the Pandora's box that there's going to be lots and lots to come. There's going to be so many variations that the person needs to understand what that agent does, such as you get a robot that's going to do tidy up in your flat. The robot is going to see everything in the flat. There are so many use cases that comes up. Just something basic that you didn't think in the past is going to be unlocking so many new things.
What's the role of the human being in this change? What is it that we can do that the AI agents can't?
So the important part of the neural link, let's call it the neural link, between the agent and the human is the part that people need to focus being able to certify. What I mean is the humans are good at unknown. The machines are good at known. So we need to focus not to make machines good at unknown stuff. That is not their job. Our job as a human is stay vigilant, understand we are living in an unknown world, focus our reflexes not on memorizing, going to a university, memorizing physics that the Einstein taught about, not memorizing them, but understand there's more than Einstein that can happen. We are not bounded by the things that we have written. Focus on the unknown and put the machines, put the AI onto the known world. Most of the time, people can easily say, all right, what the large language models are doing is dead work, dead labor. They collect all the data, they do machine learning, and they give something that the humans have already done. Yes, that's a good thing, though. That's not a bad thing. The horse and a car are not very different in terms of their objective. They take from your A to B, but the car is conceptually different than the horse. The paradigm changes. So we need to understand we shouldn't focus on memorizing, but let our minds free, trust the process that we are using, which I called it a delivery pilot, being able to deliver this, such as I have delivered more than 200 projects on my GitHub. I know that I can deliver a new project at a timeline at any language. That's very, very important because once somebody comes to that realization, they are not just a C++ developer, not just a Python developer. They are not just a tester. They are not just an operations person. They are not just a Scrum planner. They are like, all right, I will be able to do this by using the AI. That neural link part is critical because I'm not expecting just the seniors to get onboarded, but the most important part is the juniors, people who are new, who will more likely to be able to adapt this new transformation. Otherwise, there will be lots of rejection for this transformation because if you learned all your life how to do waterfall, I worked in IBM, it's a hard transformation to go to agile. But if you did most of your work with agile, you want people to work, not the agents to work. But the world has changed. We are not going to ask the horses to work more and more and more because they won't be able to catch up with the necessary skills, with the requirements, with the delivery. We have to change our perception, and that perception's focus is the unknown. We have to embrace in the school system, in the workplace. Unknown is not something bad. Unknown is something that's very, very good. And we have to start from there. But at the end of the day, what they are doing is creating that bespoke application can be done, can be maintained, can be changed, can be upgraded, can be done better for the future to help your life.
Thank you. It's been a real privilege to get such a deep view into the future and the way the world is changing from someone of your experience. Thank you very much for your time today.
Thank you. I hope it was positive for everyone, especially for the juniors who are coming in.
Thank you.